Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It's the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. We are live. It's Saturday, although it doesn't really take that for it to be another round of football matches. There seems to be a round of football matches every day, but I'm not complaining. And here we are once again at the start of another game week. The last one only finished on Thursday, didn't it, with Borough and Hull? But today, lots of fun stuff going on, and we are starting with Derby versus Forest, the Brian Clough Derby, the East Midlands Derby. Two big size clubs there, particularly for the Championship League winners, Derby County, two-time European Cup winners, Nottingham Forest, duking it out today, and they are both up there in the playoff chase. Forest in there looking good. Derby on a tear, 5 straight wins. This is going to be a really good game, and tactically this is going to be excellent. Two of the better managers in the division, two European managers, Lamouchi versus Koku. This should be one for the nerds in terms of watching how each team tries to counter-attack each other. Tries to counter each other's tactics. And it looks like Lamouchi's already put the first marker down with his team selection. But we will look at that in just a second. If you are watching and in the feed, please hit that thumbs up button to let me know you're here. And as it says in that little thing there, get your predictions in via the comments. This is going to be a tight one. I'm going to let the chat decide who's going to win this one, because it's a real hard one to call. Let me just check the comments, see who we've got. Mr. Core, this one will be a stormer. Tactically, it will be a stormer. Enzo, he's bricking it. Leeds Blackburn, we did that yesterday, Daniel. Check out the last video. Baggies, a vested interest for a lot of people, hoping Derby gets something. Sabri Masterclass incoming. He's changed the 11. Yes, we're going to look at that. It looks like he's changed the shape. Mr. Core. Yeah, you might get my prediction if you tune in for the whole 15 minutes. David Prutton has just appeared with his nice Morrissey-looking quiff. Baggies Forever says 2-2. Mr. Core says 2-2. Don't worry, I know him. He won't take that as an insult. The Costa playing on the wing. By the way, if we've got Forest fans in the chat here, let me know about Nuno da Costa, because I've only seen him for about 10 minutes in the last game. Let's have a look at the context of this. There is the league table. Forest looking good there in 4th position. They're in a chase with Brentford. If Brentford have a draw and Forest have a win there, they'd go level on points, or they could even go above them with a victory this weekend. I think Forest would be very happy with playoffs, but hey, a load of collapses ahead of them, and it could be even better. Looking beneath Forest, they look fairly safe there, don't they? 7-point cushion, 6 to play. Derby, 5 wins on the trot. What a tear. Up to 7th place. If they win this one today, they will temporarily at least go into those playoff positions, and they have an advantage there over Millwall. Millwall got a good win last night. Swansea, Preston, et al. There's the summary from Infogol. If I remove that ticker along the bottom, well, you'll see from the form that Derby are on fire. 3 wins since lockdown finished and we restarted, and 2 going back before as well. You can discard that L in there because that's Man United in the FA Cup. But Forest also very nice, 7 points in 3 since we came back. And I think it was a late goal, wasn't it, at Sheffield Wednesday by Connor Wickham. The Boffins go with the home team, 41% chance, says Infogol, of a Derby County victory, and a 33% chance, says Infogol, of a Forest win. Betfair have 39 and 30. What we do know is it's going to be nice and tight. We know how these two teams play now. We've got enough of a context to see. And we know probably that the pattern of this game is going to be very patient, very tactical. Territory will be ceded very sparingly, especially from Forest. They are a tough nut to crack. Let's have a look at the comments, then we'll go with the lineups. Daniel says, I need a derby win, keep Forest away from Leeds. Enzo, Forest had the perfect team too. Don't want to be demonetised, win 1-0. I rate Nuno hasn't had enough time. Matt says, Nuno is a striker by trade, but in the previous 2 games, he's come on as a sub and done a job out wide. And if you're playing for Sabri Lamucci, you have to do your job first. Matt says, Amiobi benched due to playing 390 minutes, so probably fatigued. Glenn is going for a 0-0. Hope not. Draw Ben, says Baps with his Leeds hat on there. Just keep Forest away from the top 2. Lockdown Derby and Nottingham as well. If Forest drops points, that's out of any chance of the automatics. Yeah, I'm not really seeing Forest as an automatic. I think they're nicely set for the playoffs. Right. This is what Infogol have gone with the lineup. So let's deal with Derby first, because that's a little bit more straightforward. If you were watching in midweek, you'll know that Max Lowe went off at the end of that game and Craig Forsyth came in there. So that's the only change to that back 5. Hamer in goal, Bogle, Evans, Clark, Forsyth. Forsyth's going to need to get forward to provide as much balance as he can, because Bogle's very good going forward. Rooney and Bird, very nice partnership there. Obviously, Rooney, you've got all the technique, all the skill, and everything that comes with being as great a player as Wayne Rooney has been. And then with Bird, you've got the young apprentice next to him, probably keeping his mouth shut and doing as Rooney tells him, but doing a bit of running for Rooney and, kind of circling the great man there to free up Rooney to make those switches of play as well as he has been. Good double pivot, that is. And it's unchanged, the 3 off the front. Holmes off to the right. That's energy, that's dribbling ability. Sibley in the 10 position. That's a lot of skill and goal-getting ability. Remember, Ben Pearson, man-marking Sibley pretty much, certainly playing in his area for most of the game there. So even though Sibley's not played many games, everyone is aware of what a threat he's going to be. Knight, maybe a little bit more direct there on the left-hand side, but did join in well at Preston in that win in midweek. And as soon as I put Martin Waghorn on my graphic, obviously he doesn't play. Chris Martin up the top there. So a little bit of rotation from Sabri. No, not Sabri, excuse me. From Philip Koku here. Chris Martin in up the top. A different player to Waghorn, much better with his back to goal. Waghorn will run and join things up, whereas Chris Martin will look to turn around and face Holmes, Sibley and Knight and play them in. Decent looking Derby team there. For Forest, now we don't know about this shape just yet. I wouldn't expect it to be a 4-3-3, but I would expect it to be pretty close to that. Samba in goal, as you were across the back. Cash, Worrell, Figueiredo, Ribeiro. You'll get more down the right from Cash than you will from Ribeiro down the left, but he will try and provide balance. Both teams have good attacking right fullbacks. Normally we get with Lamucci, Watson and Sal, with maybe Thiago Silva or Carvalho ahead of them. No, Ryan Yates in there, and we know what type of player Ryan Yates is compared to Thiago Silva. So a tighter looking midfield. I suspect it will still be 4-2-3-1, and Yates won't be too deep, but without the ball, he'll fold in, and that'll look like a 4-5-1 in defence. Yates provides pressing and tackling, maybe not the passing skill that Thiago Silva or even Carvalho would provide. We know what to expect from Lolly, great player, down the right, cutting in on the left foot. We know what to expect from Graben. He'll play the width of the box. He'll help with the pressing, but he's there to score goals. There is a solid defensive setup behind him, so they can free him off to really play like a number 9. Nuno da Costa, I'm not one to blag. I don't know enough about him, but I'm told from the guys in the chat here that he is a striker, but he's going to play off the left in Amiobi's position, which means Sabri Lamucci will not tolerate him not getting back and defending. Yao Carvalho, expensive player, but hasn't been able to get in the team. Lamucci does not care. If you do not follow his instructions, you will not be in the team. Let's have a look at the comments. Then we will look at the benches. Mark says, really looking forward to this game. Me too. Forest will be taken seriously with a win here. It's going to be a good one. This tactically going to be very, very good. Owen says, come on, Forest. And another Owen says, Forest 2-1 on the counter-attack. Matt says, Infogol have got that wrong. It'll be a 4-5-1. Yeah, I agree. And I think they'll say to Yates, look, try and make your intention to get forward and push to be more a number 8. Try not to sit between Watson and Sal. And I think Yates will definitely be the pressing trigger. He'll be the one that goes first. He's really energetic. And you would think if Forest are nicely in the game with an hour gone, maybe, well, we'll look at the benches to see what options they've got. So I do agree with Matt on that one. Owen says 2-1 Forest. Enzo says, could see 4-2-3-1 with Lolly as 10. Yeah, just lacking a wide play. We did see Forest at 10. I saw Forest play QPR and Lolly played 10. I tell you what, Lolly, when he does play 10, is a massive threat. If you do ever get him behind Rooney and Bird, just running at defence, because we know he'll just shoot from 25 yards. So perhaps Sal gets a red card within 16 minutes there. Glenn says, only derby I'm interested in is at Epsom. Put your money on Highland Chief. There we go, some horse racing there. Matt says, Ben, you're being harsh on Ribeiro. No, I'm not being harsh on Ribeiro, Matt. So I'm just saying Cash is better going forward than Ribeiro. And Ribeiro needs to work to get up and provide balance. Yes, he may have been just as good as Cash, but we would all admit that Cash, in terms of a technician, is better. I don't think that's harsh on Ribeiro at all. Ribeiro's had a very good season. But Cash is more attacking. Of course he is. Yeah, that's all I was saying. Tony says 1-0 Forest win, set play goal. Enzo says, come on, you Reds. I could read come on, you Rams today, though, couldn't it? 1-1. Says, Mike, let's just have a look at the benches here. See the options here. Derby have got Shinnie. He could go in and if either Bird or Rooney run out of legs, sit in that double pivot. Waghorn, we know how versatile he is. He can play anywhere through off the front and he can play up top. Josephson's there, but Derby fans jump all over me. I don't think they rate him there. Low on the bench, but for Syfe preferred. Davis came in at the end of the last game, didn't he? Just to shore up at the back. And Malone, a very experienced fullback. So decent options off the bench. Looks like, in terms of a game changer, really, only Waghorn, you would say, could, come on if you're chasing the game. Carvalho, big name there. If Forest do want to go 4-2-3-1, there is a number 10. Diakabi, I forgot he was there. Very, very speedy wide player there. If Forest do want to play counter, it'd be perfect. Jenkinson came to be the right back, didn't he? And then Cash played too well. Amiobi is there. I think someone said in the comments, maybe a bit fatigued. Dawson, you would think Thiago Silva would be your first name there to freshen it up. Banner there, Andre Wisdom, we're a family, we stick together. Yeah, get well soon. Andre Wisdom got stabbed in a burglary. Terrible, terrible news there. Ian, Rooney's hair will blow off in this wind, dearie me. Well, I'm sure he paid a lot of money for it, so hopefully it shouldn't. Katie says Forest going to edge it. Mr. Core! Rooney is going to score a set play. The Championship has been ridiculously good for set plays. I'm going to forget one, but Rooney got one. Brewster got one. Thiago Silva got one. There's one more as well, isn't there? Someone else scored a set play. Someone remind me. There's been some really, really good. Herbie Kane from Hull. That's it. There we go. It's been really, really good. Both strong teams going to be a good match. Enzo says, Dear Carby, overrated. Are you going to... We're not having overrated on here. You're going to have to qualify that, Enzo. I said he was a pacey option. I'm not saying he's George Best, but I think on the counter-attack, I think I know what Dear Carby offers here. And yes, he may be a bit of a speedboat without a driver sometimes, but quick he certainly is. And that's all I was suggesting there. Leeds will end Derby's hope, says Moore. If I'm pronouncing that right. Derby, Forest, recent Derby's been underwhelming. I agree with that, H. Huss. And I've been at the last three. They've all been very, very tight. And particularly the Karanka Lampard one last year was dull as dishwater, wasn't it? I think, did Forest hit the bar, grab and hit the bar in that one? That was about it, wasn't it? Ian says, could be a cracking game or shh. Yeah, we'll leave that one there. Let's hope it's a good tactical battle. Jim, I don't know anything about horse racing. You could be saying anyone. I think Kameko will beat Highland Chief at the Derby. There. Adam has put a smiley face. Matt says, Dear Carby is horrendous. Matt says, can't shoot, can't pass, can't keep the ball. All I said was he was pacey. There we go. I didn't say anything else. Look, going to be a tight one here. Comparing Lampard and Koku, exactly the same record. Literally down to scored 55 and 2 goals more Koku's conceded there. Interesting comparison between Lampard and Koku. Here's what else is going on. Charlton lost at home to Millwall, back in the playoff picture there. We've got some interesting ones here. So from a Derby and a Forest point of view, Millwall have already put the chase on to Derby in the playoff run, haven't they? Fulham could move above Forest today, can't they? Preston could also put the chase on to Derby, couldn't they, in the playoff picture? Luton and Reading, that doesn't really concern either of these two teams. Blackburn, Leeds does, because you've got Blackburn will want Derby to lose, Leeds will want Forest to lose. Brentford and Wigan, again, that only really concerns Forest a little bit higher up. Forest will want a Brentford defeat. Can they get into third today? Yes, they can. Yeah, good God, Forest. If Lamouchi has Forest to finish third, that's a really great job he's done this season, hasn't he? Bristol City and Cardiff. Derby are really going to want Cardiff to slip over in that one. So Forest, to be honest. And Stoke and Barnsley is down the bottom. Swansea still in the playoff picture on Derby's shoulders there. A few points back now. Borough and QPR doesn't really interest either of these two teams. West Brom and Hull. Forest with a win and West Brom with a defeat could catch West Brom within 2 games. Oh, no, 3 games. They're 3 games off their 7 points. Derby Academy graduates up on Sky here. Buchanan, Whittaker, Sibley, Bird, Knight and Bogle. Bird, Knight and Bogle. 1,300 minutes and Bogle 2,400 minutes there. Really impressive job putting through these young players here. How many wins do Leeds need to guarantee promotion? Probably 3, but I'd need to check my table. Shall I answer that question properly? Let's have a little look-see. Leeds are 6 points ahead, so to guarantee it, they need 4, but that's assuming Brentford win their next 4 games. In fact, 4 doesn't even guarantee it because Brentford have got a superior goal difference, but assuming Brentford will drop some points. You would say the sensible thinking would say 7 points from the next 3 Leeds games would put them on 82 with 3 to play. Even 5 would probably do it over the next 3, really making these Leeds looking unassailable. Katie says, hopefully we can do Forest and Leeds a favour. She's a Wigan supporter there. They face Brentford today in the battle of the form teams here. As many as we can, says Ian, another Leeds fans. Come on, you Leeds, 3 points today. Enzo says, Bogle better do what he did in the reverse fixture. Yeah, That was a really tight game, wasn't it? If you remember, that was the first game back, or the first derby, certainly one of the first games after Keogh Gate, and Tom Lawrence got an absolute horrible time from the Forest fans, as you can imagine, singled out there every time he got the ball. And it was very, very tight. I think there was a big chance in that one for Derby on the counter, if I'm not misremembering that one. That might have been the previous. No, it was Marriott in the previous game. Sorry. I went to two within about 6 months, didn't I? Because what's the Tunisian Forest centre half who scored called? I can't remember. The one that was wearing a face mask. Someone helped me in the chat with that. He scored, and then it was Graben in the last game. But to my point, I'm waffling now. Bogle gave the ball away for the Graben goal, didn't he? The waffler, any chance of Haaland joining Leeds at some point? Leeds need to find their way towards the top four of the Premier League for that to happen. Remember, Haaland is also a ex-Forest player, isn't he? Alf Haaland. What's his name? Erling, his father. So connections there. Don't want to do us a favour, says Baggies. And you as well. There you go. Don't go upsetting the Baggies, Katie. The waffle, Benalouan. Thank you. He's gone, hasn't he? DCFC. Max Bird will pass them off the park. Good player, Max Bird, isn't he? Looks really, really nice player. Mally is 20 minutes late. Sack me. You're not getting sacked, Mally. We're all friends here. Right. I suspect that is us done here. For my prediction, if you want it, it's going to be really, really tight. I don't see more than one goal in it. I don't see more than, 3 goals in this game. Absolute tops. I could see a 2-1 either way. Oh, crikey. Does Derby home advantage mean anything? Forest gone defensive in this one with Ryan Yates in the midfield there. Would they be happy 0-0 or 1-1? Remember, Forest can always have not much possession and not much XG, and Graben and Lolly will get you a goal, won't they? Going to be tight. I'm really struggling to call this one. Championship has been incredibly close this season. Absolutely. Enzo, come on, you Reds. There we go. Mike, Derby attacking and Forest on the break. Graben in good form. You'd think Forest would be happy with that being the pattern. Try and draw the fullbacks out. Try and draw Rooney and Bird forward and then counter. Hopefully Bamford has brought some scoring boosts. Come on, Leeds, Wigan and Hull. Everyone's got their guys they want to win today. Adam and Eve, catch you soon. Yeah, we're back at half-time. 1-1, says Mally. Right, quick couple of plugs. Obviously, as soon as that half-time whistle goes, do come back. I'll be at half-time for the half-time review. I'll be back at full-time for the full match review. And as ever, big thank you for everyone supporting the channel. Show your support via Super Chat, the little dollar button by where you leave a comment, or subscribing on Patreon. Right, we are how many minutes from kickoff? We're about 6 or 7 minutes from kickoff, so I'm going to go and get comfortable in my living room and go and watch this one. Please come back at half time and hopefully see as many of you there as possible. Thanks for watching. It is, where's my banner? Derby versus Forest, the Brian Clough Derby, East Midlands Derby. It is 4th versus 7th. Big game in the Championship. Let's all enjoy it on another round of fixtures. And yeah, let's summed up there. Baggies Forever says, see you at halftime. Let's get as many of you back at halftime, and we'll see how miles off we were in our predictions. Thank you for watching. Keep an eye on those team shapes. We know what Derby are going to do, but let's see where Yates goes, and let's see how far back Da Costa and Lolly end up as Forest will look to counter-attack. Right. Thank you for watching. See you at halftime. Over and out.